Today I want to brief about the proceedings of the party congress's fourth day. Yesterday, draft report on political organizational aspects were placed in the party congress. In this draft report on organization, various aspects of the state of affairs of the organizations were dealt with. The report presented in the Congress notes that the party was able to conduct big struggles in this period, mobilized lakhs of people on various issues in almost all the states. The report reviewed all those struggles and felt that people are on the move because they are feeling the burden of the neoliberal policies pursued by the central government, and also the burdens imposed on the state governments because of non-devolution of share of the state governments to the welfare schemes and other schemes. So these conditions are making the people to come onto the streets and fight. Wherever that situation arises, the CPM is in the forefront of those struggles. We led struggles in Maharashtra, in Andhra Pradesh, in Telangana, and Tamil Nadu, and we led big campaigns in Kerala and West Bengal and Tripura also. So we are happy that our party is making progress in this respect, to be with people, to struggle for the resolution of the issues of the people. And the second aspect that was reviewed in the organization is about the growth and expansion of the party in various parts of the country. And the report recognizes during the last 3 years, our party membership increased. Those figures were given in the report. About 33,000 members were added, newly added to the party during this period. And the composition of the party membership also favorably changed. Women percentage increased in the party. Youth composition also increased. That is a happy thing, because when youth enters into the party, that liveliness of our struggles and movement will reflect it in reality. And also our class composition also very good, because we say that we are the working class party. So in our membership, most of the members have come from working class, poor peasants, agricultural labor, and rural manual workers. In this sense, our party represents real poor of the country. These are the positive achievements of our party organization during this period. And there were shortcomings also. We have not expanded as we wished to expand. So all those weaknesses and shortcomings were also noted and discussed and reviewed, and solutions were also suggested in the report, and the delegates are discussing about the report. By tomorrow, all the points will be summarized and a plan of action will be prepared by the party congress. We'll carry forward and we will overcome the weaknesses and strengthen our organization, and we'll expand our struggles and mass movements and campaigns in the coming period to fight the neoliberal policies of the central government, as well as the growing communal menace to the country. And we will stand with the people wherever they are fighting. Wherever communal frenzy is being created, we will stand with the people, minorities, and defend their rights and lives also. My comrade Yusuf Tarigami will deal with this Kashmir issue. Then he will tell many more things. And also the Congress adopted 13 resolutions during the last 2 days. And those resolutions were also circulated to you. I want to mention about 3 important resolutions. Earlier, some resolutions were also placed before you. The first resolution I want to mention is the agricultural framework that was proposed by the central government, agricultural marketing framework. It is a backdoor entry of those 3 black acts that were withdrawn by the central government, because it failed to bring those acts to parliament route. Now, in another way, in a backdoor way, they are bringing these same issues through this framework. This framework proposes to privatize the agriculture markets, to introduce all India framework so that the corporates and the private trading companies can enter into the agriculture market to rob the whatever income farmers earn. And also it is envisaging to form a council, agricultural council, just like GST council, to continuously reform the agriculture in favor of the multinational agro companies. That's why the Congress firmly opposes this framework and demand the central government to withdraw that framework. And we oppose the backdoor entry of all these policies that harm the farmers. The second resolution we passed in this Congress is about the introduction of reservations in private sector also. Now this public sector is shrinking gradually. It may disappear not in the immediate period, but in the long run. So still in this country, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, other minorities, weaker sections, OBCs are still socially backward. Not only socially backward, economically also they have not yet attained the general level of standard. That's why party believes that the necessity of continuing reservations is there, and necessity of introducing the reservations in private sector also. Otherwise, in the constitution, there may be provisions for reservation, but in actual practice, they won't be useful. So that's why the Congress felt that we should fight for the introduction of reservations in private sector also. That resolution was there, passed resolution before you. The third resolution we want to present before you is that the party is demanding to make food, health, employment, education, and pension, these 6 aspects of public goods and services, they are to be made as fundamental rights, not as social welfare measures. All these are being half-heartedly provided for the people in the form of social welfare schemes or measures. And these social welfare measures and schemes are also have been gradually being diluted so that they can fill up the fiscal deficit by cutting the expenditure on the social sectors. Ultimately, some of the schemes were transformed into cash transfer programs also. That means from kind to cash, from cash to nothing. That is the process. First, they will turn these kind programs into cash programs, and from cash programs to nothing. Gradually, inflation eats away, and gradually, the allotment for the cash transfer programs will be curtailed. Ultimately, they will be whittled away. That's why we demand these as not as dole-outs, as benevolent gifts from the great leaders. We want them as fundamental economic justiciable rights, and they are in the form of directive principles in the Constitution. We make them as fundamental rights and put in the Constitution. That is one of the important resolutions Congress has passed. These are the things I want to place before you. After me, Comrade Tarigami will explain the situation in Jammu Kashmir and the resolution passed by the Congress to you. Then you can field the questions.
First of all, I am grateful that I have been provided this opportunity to talk to you about a very sensitive issue. All of us might be agreeing at least on that point, that it is sensitivities, that is the question, the situation in Kashmir. Our senior party leader, Comrade Ragulu, has explained about the organization and certain other issues on which the party Congress deliberated over. And as far as Jammu Kashmir is concerned, the party feels concerned, this Congress, and that's why they adopted a resolution. And that resolution has been adopted unanimously. One thing I must reiterate, that our comrade was mentioning about the achievements in the organizational activities or certain areas which need to be more attention. But one thing good has happened which our party did initiate, that is the concern about the situation in Jammu and Kashmir at a time when we were assaulted. We means the citizens of the country residing in Jammu and Kashmir. And you might be now knowing the history and geography and all that, but I will remind you that we in Jammu and Kashmir are part of you, not because of any coercive, any pressure. It's all because of the will of those people who are living there, bordering with other country. Please, we must understand, I must request you, this is very important to understand what is happening in Kashmir, because what happened in Kashmir on 5th August 2019, we said, both me and Sampath, our Sitaram Yachuri, who defied the writ of the government and visited me there and stood in solidarity with the people of Kashmir there, and along with other comrades in Delhi and in the rest of the country. We were the first to address a press conference in Delhi when I got the opportunity to visit Delhi for treatment. We said at that time that what has happened in Kashmir, what is happening there, this is not something isolated from the rest. Don't treat it like happening in one area. It's not that. What is happening today is the beginning of a bigger assault on the very structure of the constitutional order. We categorically said what is at stake today, what the government of India has sent a signal, big signal, that they are here not concerned about the well-being of the people of the country or the rights achieved through the hard struggle of the people of the country, including Kashmir. We are here to control you. Beginning is Kashmir, tomorrow it will be Tamil Nadu, it will be Kerala, it will be Bengal, it will be the rest. This is what is happening. Otherwise, I must remind you, have you ever thought over, when we talk of the country, biggest achievement is that we have a constitution, still we have. And that was assaulted. We don't have any example so far where a state has been downgraded to a union territory status. We don't have any example other than Kashmir. Other than Kashmir, we are special. Special clause of the constitution has been removed, abrogated, but in our treatment, the government of India is still continuing its process of special consideration about snatching the rights from the people of Jammu and Kashmir. This has happened. And unfortunately, people of the country might not be knowing so much because huge propaganda is there through the controlled media, some sections. I'm not blaming all of you, particularly those who are reporters, editors, and all that. But the press is not what it should have been, what it was earlier. And that's why people of the country are not knowing much about Kashmir. Tell me, when there was partition, Maharaja, the Hindu ruler, I'm sorry to say Hindu, we don't believe in this categorizing the people or dividing the people. But because these things are being misused, that's why I repeat it. There was a ruler, Maharaja Hari Singh, and this was the largest Muslim majority area bordering with Pakistan. Maharaja Hari Singh was reluctant to join secular India till October 26. Why don't you, I'm not asking you, I'm talking this government, have some strength to talk truth to the people. Give them a chance to know what is happening, what has happened in the past. How this relationship has evolved. People of Jammu and Kashmir, a Muslim majority area bordering with Pakistan, they refused to join them. They opted for a relationship with a country called India where the majority is other than Muslims. Thinking about that, this is a secular country, there is a secular commitment. And the relationship was not through Maharaja, ruler, the kings. The relationship emerged through the will of the people, through the leadership, popular leadership of that area with the popular leadership of the rest of the country. That is how our great founders of the constitutional order, they discussed, debated about the terms of the accession, about the terms of the relationship between Jammu and Kashmir and the Union of India, called 370, and remained the part of constitutional order till 5th August 2019. Now they are talking the country that we have stopped terrorism. 370 was the source of terrorism. 370 was source of separatism. 37 has emerged out of the situation when Pakistan sent the raiders, when the leadership of Jammu and Kashmir refused to join them, when the leadership, popular leadership under the Sheikh Muhammad Abdullah joined the secular leadership in the country under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. That is how the bond of relationship has emerged. And that is how the bond of relationship, constitutional bond, has been assaulted. It's not the question of me or you. Now there are other clauses as well. We are having clauses. Now take for example the land rights, the job rights. Maharaja Hari Singh issued the notifications in 1927-32. Maharaja Hari Singh. And the notification was outsiders cannot purchase land in his kingdom, Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh. Outsiders cannot get a job in his territory. It is in 1927 and 32, and they are selling it that, look now, you were not allowed to have a house there, you were not having any chance to go get jobs there. What kind of jobs you have created in the rest of the country for this last so many, since 2014, Mr. Modi? What kind of Adivasis will come to visit and live in a bungalow in Kashmir? You are not allowing them to live in the forest areas. What about those Dalits? What about the below poverty line people, OBC, working people who are not getting wages? All these things are myths being created about the situation in Kashmir. Anyway, after abrogation, what is happening? They made a commitment. We will restore statehood in Supreme Court through its council. He made a commitment that Government of India assures the apex body that we will restore statehood. In Parliament, they have said it. When there was a conference of all parties conference convened by Honorable Prime Minister, he assured the air. A place we joined the secular India was denied the right of elections to the assembly for 7 years. Can you imagine? We were not having assembly, and still they are claiming we have restored peace, we have restored normalcy. And then when the assembly elections were held, they did whatever was possible using money power, using coercion, using their proxies. Now look, on the one hand they are talking about fundamentalism, Muslim extremism, terrorism and everything. On the other hand, it was the BJP who encouraged Jamaat-e Islami in Kashmir to defeat CPM candidate Tariq Ami there. They did not succeed. The will of the people, the wisdom of the people prevailed. And the outcome of that election, which they tried to manipulate, the clock was something different, turned different way. And the verdict is rejection of BJP, its policies, whatever they have done since 5th August 2019. Assembly was constituted. And then we asked for the first resolution the cabinet adopted was restoration of statehood. There is a dual system. I said in the assembly on the first day that we don't know. We are sitting in a legislature which does not know what to legislate and how to legislate. We don't know. We have an administration. They don't know where to send the file, whom to meet and whom not to meet. That is exactly happening there. 2 days before, 48 local officers have been transferred, not by the elected government. We understand IAS, IPS, IFS, All India cadre, that jurisdiction is with LG. But the rest of the officers, we were told that authority lies within the jurisdiction of the elected government. Elected government, not even consultation, not even telephonic information, all of a sudden. This is all, they are treating us like not citizens, but just oppressed subjects. My appeal to you is, and that's why our party, Congress, adopted this resolution. They said, restore statehood. And that means what? Restoring statehood means restoring democracy. Jammu and Kashmir people want to be integrated, not territorial integration. That integration will be taken care of by the security forces, by the will of the people of Jammu and Kashmir with the will of the people in the rest of the country must come closer together to shape their future. That's what this resolution is telling us. Please help us. Through you, I want to appeal to the countrymen. We may have difference of opinion. That's what democracy is. Agreements are not one part. There are disagreements as well. We may belong to different groups of politics, different groups of linguistic groups and all that, but the overall interest of the country matters. If country gets fragmented, divided on the basis of religion, caste and creed, it will be disastrous. Not for one community. Maybe today one community is targeted, but it will be the beginning of a bigger attack on the rest of the country before it is too late. My request, my appeal is, we the people of Kashmir want justice. Please help us. Please help us. We want to be together with you, with the rest of the country, the people of the country, to march ahead to shape our future. Thank you very much.
এই ভিডিওটিকে লাইক করুন আপনার গুরুত্বপূর্ণ মতামত কমেন্টের মাধ্যমে আমাদের জানান এবং আমাদের চ্যানেলের ভিডিও সবার আগে দেখার জন্য ইউটিউবে গণশক্তিকে সাবস্ক্রাইব করুন, ফেসবুকে ফলো করুন এবং শেয়ার করুন আপনার পরিচিতদের মধ্যে। আমাদের চ্যানেলে আপলোড হওয়া ভিডিও